Konami's back with a port of their 1984 arcade game, Road Fighter. Road Fighter is a lot like if Sega's Outrun was Overview. You control a car and must get past the checkpoint before your gas runs out and dodging all the cars, especially the red and blue ones. Unlike F1 Race, slamming into another car won't cause you to explode, but sort of veer off path. You can actually save yourself before you crash. Pretty neat inclusion. Also, don't go thinking this is Spy Hunter. There is a truck in this game and you might not want to drive into it. You just crash. Now, if you want to make it past checkpoint, you gotta keep your gas up by collecting these multicolored cars, refill your fuel, as well as kicking it into high gear, much like in F1 Race. Difference here is you can hold down the B button for low gear and the high gear with A instead of pressing up or down on the D-pad. I never found a really great reason not to go back into low gear unless I do a low gear run. No curves needed for precise drifting. You know, Konami, this game could have really benefited from a long screen format that Namco is doing in their games. I have barely enough time to react to these oil spills that come up. Oh yeah, and Konami Man makes his debut in this game. He's just a guy that shows up from time to time in Konami's games. He just gives you extra points if he goes past the screen if you don't crash. Well, Road Fighter is pretty indicative of early Famicom titles. Humble games that aren't too interesting. Strangely, while this game never came out in America, it did get a European release in 1992. To all the few that had an NES in Europe must have seen this as a relic. Or maybe they were too busy playing on the Genesis or Super Nintendo at the time. Yeah, that's probably what happened.